Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay.
Hey everybody, what's up? This is Kicking It with Kay and Clay, the podcast, and I am your girl, your host, Kay Marie. And the guest today, you have to forgive me. It's been quite a couple of days. We know that the George Floyd case wrapped up, the trial of Derek and the murdering cop. Okay. And he was found guilty yesterday on all three counts. Now, we as Black and brown and our white allies, we know that this was something that it wasn't like justice, more so accountability. Not justice in the sense because George Floyd is not here, but it was more accountability and more that needs to take place. And then there was, before we can even, dry our tears from the verdict, it was another incident that took place in Ohio where a 16-year-old girl, Ma'Khia Bryant, who called the police, she was shot to death 4 times by cops. And at the end, okay, get this, the cop yelled out to the crowd, "Blue Lives Matter." I just can't. So, there's a lot that has been going on. So if you are listening on our audio only platforms, normally those will be out Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. It was just a lot going on. So I am here today and we are going to talk about forced, natural, and self-made transitions. I just want to talk to you guys. I rarely do this, and I'm going to it'll be more episodes where I come on and just kick it with y'all. So you'll know me a little better. Instead of having a guest every week. We're still going to have a guest every week, but again, every now and then I'm going to come on and it just be me, just be kicking it with you guys. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate everyone who follow us on the different platforms. Thank you to those family and friends and our new followers. I don't like to say followers. I really don't. I'm about to come up with another word. Our new family that supports us by subscribing to our podcast, either on Podbeam or again any of the streaming platforms, or those of you who are our Facebook friends and our Instagram friends, not followers, friends. Of liking the videos, the episodes, and sharing it. Truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Y'all, look, it's April, okay? And I'm in Michigan. And it's cold. Now, you would think that because I'm from Michigan, and those who do not know, my Michiganders know, that we can step outside 1 minute, have on a coat, step outside 30 minutes later, you can change it to some shorts because the weather changed. It changes like that in here in Michigan. And we've had like last week or so, a couple of weeks ago, great weather. It was like in the 70s, y'all. And a couple of times it was like hit 80 in April. Number one, that was kind of unheard of. But now it snowed yesterday. So it's a little chilly. But that's Michigan. You got to love it, right? Okay. So again, I just want to talk about what we've been talking about in the month of April. And I really hope that it's been blessing you guys, that you've been getting something from it. And we start off this month, kicked it off with transition coach Denise Wanamaker. She was talking about how you can like navigate through any type of transition, and we know that transition just simply means a change. Um, so that was great. So if you have not seen the first episode of this transition series, go back and watch that. And then last week we had on a fellow podcaster who is also from the D, Detroit. She is Deneen L. Garrett, the host of an intimate conversation with women of color, and she was talking to us about three transitions that are fairly common: loss, grief, getting back into the dating scene after being absent from it a very long time. That could be very scary. It's crazy out here. I'm so glad that I am on my way down the aisle. It is a mess, but it's not impossible to find love. It's not. And then she talked about also, just having a new role in her job. But today, I just want to, just want to touch on some things that I've experienced regarding transition. I've experienced a forced transition, meaning it just come at you. You didn't prepare for it. Most transitions, you really don't prepare for it. Most, some you do. But I'm talking about the forced ones that, again, you do not prepare for it. It's a blow, and I'm talking about something that's because the transition can be either good or bad. Okay. So, but I'm talking about these transitions that's bad, and it's like, whoa, where did this come from? And it can shape, your life. So we're gonna talk about the forced transitions. Then we're gonna talk about like natural transitions that just naturally happens in life. It just naturally happens. And then we're just gonna touch on. I feel like I'm preaching. And then we're gonna touch on self-made transitions. Y'all know a lot of times transitions things happen because of the choices that we've made. Okay. Can't blame nobody but ourselves. Okay, so the forced transitions, again, forced transitions is basically a transition that just you were not expecting. And the one I want to talk about, the one I had the most impact in my life and kind of still reeling from it, is when I was laid off my very, 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 very good job in 2010. I worked for this company. I'm not going to say. And again, I was a medical coder. Um, Medical coders, basically, in a nutshell, you just make sure that the doctors get paid. Make sure that all the documentation is on the up and up from the doctors, so that that the doctors write their notes or the nurse practitioners in a way that the insurance companies need, so that that doctor, the hospital, what have you, company can get paid. And that was, y'all, that was a lot of money. Coders make a lot of money, and I was coding. I started off coding. We were contract under DMC, okay, and we coded for the hospitals such as um, Harper Hospital, um, Garden City Hospital, receiving. And when I first started, after I finished school, I got my certificate in coding, billing and coding. My first job was doing coding at receiving hospital. That was a trip. It was good. I really liked that job. And then I went to just coding a specific group, pathology, Garden City, and that's where I was for about 4 years, and I loved it. Everything was great. You know how you have people where you work with, you like coming to work. It was cool because you might have that one person, that one Karen, because I did. We had that one Karen, but we had to put her in her place. Let me tell y'all. So again, I have my degree, well, my certificate in coding. I started off as a coder. So the Karen, she started off, and there's nothing wrong with this, but she started off as like the assistant um, administration, put it that way. And that's what she started off at. That's when I got hired. She was like the I'm not gonna say a receptionist, but something like it. Even though she had her certificate in coding as well. So long story short, uh, they needed another coder because someone quit, and she came on. Older Caucasian lady. Y'all, when I tell you, it is so many biases. Being a person of color, then being a woman of color in the workplace. It was so many biases that when I first got there, again, I came from one place to another. So there's naturally a training period, right? And I was during that training period, the manager, the coding billing manager, they pretty much gave me an ultimatum. Was like, if you don't get your productivity up by, let's say I was there in October, like by the end of November, then yeah. I was like, well, dang, I just got here. And so, but I did it because that's just the type of person I am. After I got it, and then I was able to bring my productivity up. But when old girl, okay, the older Karen, when she came on, she could not, y'all, I'm telling you, she could not grasp. She had one person training her. She couldn't get it. And then the manager wanted her to sit with me to see what I'm doing differently, see if she can catch the way I'm doing it. I'm like, giving her chance after chance after chance after chance. I'm like, really? But okay, but that was me. I was gonna be up the way out the door because I couldn't bring my elbow anyway. I digress. But anyway, so I really like that job. We are forged a bond with everyone. When it was somebody's birthday, we took turns buying a cake. It was just a great atmosphere. It really was. And it was like some changes going on within the company. We went from one like president to another president. Okay. The last one, when I was there, it was this lady, gave us a whole big speech, and no one's going to be laid off. You don't have to worry about your jobs. We're going to come through this because we had lost a very, very major account. So that shook us, the company. So we was like, okay, like whew, a big weight, because it was like some rounds of layoffs like a year earlier, and that was like, y'all, I don't know if you've been in that situation where it's almost like duck duck goose. It's like, they come and they tap someone, like, and you see them go, and you see them come back like with a box, or they've been let go. That was like the most terrifying feeling. So they had like one round of those type of layoffs, and we were just like, wow. So again, the lady come in, and no one's gonna be laid off, and we're gonna get through this, yada yada yada. And then, like, literally a few months later, my department, I was coding for the pathology department. We all got that tap. I was like, what? That was 2010. I had just gotten a new car. I love my Saturn Aura. I got a new car, y'all, in June of 2010, right? I got a new house. I bought a condo in 2008, 2008, when the financial crisis hit. I hit a lick, a nice condo in a great city for it was a foreclosure and bank foreclosure, and I got that. It was wonderful. Everything on the list that I prayed for, move in ready, just everything, a couple bathrooms are just wonderful. Fireplace, love it. And so, I was a new homeowner for a couple of years. Got that tap, y'all. I was like, wow. I was the last one in our group to get the tap. It was like 5 of us. And yeah, that was something. That was something. Did not see it coming. Did not see it coming, especially after old girl was like, no one's going to be laid off. We're going to get through this. And then literally a few months later, we get laid off. I get laid off. Again, that was 2010. I had my box, was in my car. I cried. I cried because like, what am I going to do now? How are these bills going to get paid? What am I going to do? So the first thing I did was I went to my mortgage company, let them know what was going down, what would just happen. Again, I'm crying, talking to the person that's helping me. Tears just flowing. I'm like, I'm sorry, 'cause it was like just fresh. So I wanted to let them know what was going on and ways that we can fix it. Thank God, and it's God. I'm still in my home. There were different programs that had just came about, and I partook of the program. I didn't have to pay my mortgage for about a year. I had to sign up for unemployment. I've never done it. I've never had to do that, and to get the max. But still, when that max is not enough, it's not what you're used to getting. When you used to getting a comma behind, your paycheck every 2 weeks, and to go from that to what they give you for unemployment. So I was out of it, y'all. This was something, again, I did not see. So I was like, okay, so how can I handle this? Because I need to handle it. I get all my crying out, okay? I did all the crying. So I talked to my credit union, that the loan for my car, you know. And y'all, look, a little tip. A little tip. I should have, when I got the loan, because I was pre-approved, I got my car, everything. When I got that loan with the credit union, I think a lot of credit unions do this. But so if you're getting a loan from a credit union from a car, okay, please, 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 this is something I did not do. Get the payments. It's going to be more, but get the payments where if in an event something like that happen, you lose your job, your income, payments can still be made. Okay, with the credit union. I did not get that because I was like, I won't need that, and that's gonna make my payments a little bit higher. I'll stay at the 200 and something. I'm good with that. I should have gotten that, y'all. I should have gotten it, but anyway, get it if you're thinking about um, having a loan out to get a car. Trust. You don't know what's going to happen. So that was a forced transition. Again, thank God. I am a Christian, so I prayed. I was like, Lord, I need you to sustain me. I don't want to lose my home. I was just praying. I'm like, you gave me this house, Lord, and no man gonna take it. I mean, I was just going in, okay. And thank God again, I'm still in my home. A lot of people around that time, lost their homes because there was like a lot of layoffs still around that time. A lot of people lost their homes, and I was still in mine. But my car, y'all, Black Beauty. I called her Black Beauty. So, I called the credit union and I made some arrangements with them. So it was one payment. I was behind. And I was like, okay, I'm going to make this payment. Give me until this amount of time. So I was talking to, let's call him Chuck. I don't know his name. I forgot. Set it up with Chuck. Everything was okay. Bing, boom, bam. I'm like, okay. I'm good. It's like a year later, like 2011. Okay. Well, not even a year later because I got laid off in November 2010. So it was sometime in 2011. So I would never forget this day, y'all. I called up one of my homegirls. I was like, let's go to lunch. Let's do lunch. We're gonna go to this black owned spot, and they make smoothies, good smoothies. So she said, okay, I'll meet you like at, let's say, 2:00 because I forgot the time. So I'm getting ready, like 1:30 because I'm on time, y'all. I'm that friend, I'm that girl, I'm that chick that on time is late. Yeah, that's me. So I leaving like about 1:30. Walked outside, looked in my carport. I was like, I looked around. Yeah, my car was gone. It was gone. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Call my credit union. Yeah, we have it. They took it back, and it cost X amount of thousands to get it. I have some money in my 401k. I'm like, I'm good. You can have it. Whatever. So, yeah, my car got repossessed. I've never experienced nothing like this, y'all. Never in my life. Never, ever, ever have I ever. And my car was repossessed. The shame that came with that. It was shame. But thank God for my mommy. My mom is the best, y'all. I have to give it up to her. She let me use hers, and she got another one. I'm like, So again, that's God. But that was a forced transition that I had to live with, and again, some stuff got behind, and I'm still to this day catching up on. Okay. So that is a forced transition. So, somebody might be watching this. I was like, girl, I feel you. I've gone through the same thing, with a job, losing a job, being laid off suddenly, trying to figure out what you're going to do. In the meantime, how you're going to pay bills. Now you have to go, on assistance. And I just want to say that, our government, of course, we're not perfect. And at times, I'm like, I want to leave, this United States. But one thing we do have, it's not perfect, but we have agencies that will help you when you are down. It'll help you when you're down. It can be tweaked. It can be, but it's there, and it's there as a stepping stone. It's not there for you to make it, like that's your job or your career. It's there for help, and I thank God for that. And so you might be experiencing at this moment, a forced transition, something like that. You lost your job. You don't know what you're going to do. Just know that there are agencies. There is help out here. There is. And again, my faith helped a lot. My faith helped a lot because I could have been like in a depression. I could have been depressed, in a depressive state. And and I wasn't. The word says, I don't want to get too preachy here, but the word says the weeping may comes in the night, but joy comes in the morning. So it's okay to cry it out, whatever that you're going through, whatever type of transition hits you. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry, but wipe those tears because you're going to soldier through. Okay. You're here on this earth because you can make it through anything that life throws at you. I truly believe that. We're here for a reason. And the fact that you're here means you have a purpose and there's a plan for you. And I'm just trying to like just dodge those transitions when they come. So that was a forced transition that I want to talk about, because I know that's one that people can relate to. That a relationship, a loss of a relationship. Because at that time, I was going to get married 5 months before, it called it off. So that was another transition. I won't get into that one today, but but that was another transition. Excuse me. So that was a forced transition. Okay, so we just have to learn how to deal with it. And I'm not saying that insensitively, but I'm saying deal with it because you can. You can. I am living proof that when something hits you on the side of your head, just get you right here, the temple, or hit you right smack in the forehead. You might stumble back a little bit, but you can make it. You can make it. Again, there's different programs out here you can do that helps you, especially if you own a home. It's benefits of owning a home, because there are programs out here that help. Um, but even if you are renting, like an apartment, or renting a house, and you're having trouble because of a certain transition, just uh, Google. I said it's Google help in your area, because I'm sure there's assistance. Places that would help. And if you have to downsize or live with someone in the meantime, that's okay too. That's okay too. Okay, just get back on that horse, because you can do it. All right. So again, that was a forced transition. So forced transitions are transitions that just come out of nowhere. You are not prepared whatsoever, and it can hurt. It really can. Now, a natural transition, like getting married, having a baby, adopting a baby, um, choosing to take on a new role, a new job, experiencing loss of of a loved one because of, say, old age, or they might have an ailment that they've had for a minute, so what's coming. So that's something that's a natural. You see it coming. It happens. It happens because it's part of life. Um, so my natural transition is a future one. In several months, I will be saying I do to the love of my life. That's going to be a transition. Okay, a marriage. It's a transition. It's a natural transition. For most, some people may not want to be married. Some people, they haven't found the right one yet. But for most people, marriage is a natural transition. You go from, being your own person to having to become one with someone else. And I don't know if y'all peeped. Yeah, let's say I'm a little older. See, I still use slang from my time, but it still works. So I don't know if y'all noticed. I had the marriage series. That was not by accident. Okay, that was not. I'm trying to prepare. And I'm talking to different therapists and everything, what have you. Those who have had long lasting marriages, because you can glean from that. I say 10 years plus, because they put in that work. There are different podcasts that I watch, like I Love, and that chick Angel, her and her husband Marcus Tanksley, they have a podcast called "Is That Going to Cause an Argument?" Is this going to cause an argument? It's on YouTube under that chick Angel TV, and they just real with it. They get into it right there on air, not like like SmackDown type of get into it, but they very transparent and very real, and I love that. I love getting advice from people who have lived that life. Okay. So that's a natural transition. Again, like a loss, and we touched about that. Talked about that last week. But a loss, grief, losing someone that you love. Um, that's a natural transition because we all have to go one day. So that's not. Sometimes it can be forced because sometimes it is unexpected. But most of the time, like that, is a natural transition. And with the natural transitions, we just have to prepare for that. Some people think that you cannot prepare for a transition, but I think you can, except for the forced ones. I think you can pretty much prepare for transitions because sometimes you can even sense when a transition is going to take place. If you see smoke, y'all, that's my incense. Okay. I know 420 was yesterday, but but a lot of times, you can like really sense when a change or a shift in your life is going to happen. Like, say you're at your current job, right? You just first you were gung ho, but now it's just like they can take it or leave it. If you're at that point, something is coming down the pike. Okay, something is coming down the pike. Either something that you are preparing for, or you just know that this is not the place. This is not what I want to be doing. A lot of times when you feel like you don't want to be somewhere anymore, that's letting you know something else is on the horizon. That lets you know that a change is about to come. Okay? When you were once excited about something and now that you're not. That's a true indication that a transition is about to occur. So a lot of times we can know ahead of time. And then you have self-made transitions. Okay. What I mean by that, what I mean by that is, look, you're married, right? And you out here just cutting up like you single, you cheating, and your spouse finds out. You get a divorce. A divorce is a natural, can be a natural transition, and it can be a self-made one because you made the choice to go out there to cheat. What you think? What you think is gonna happen? I mean, yeah, some people work it out, but if you get divorced because you were cheating, that's a self-made transition. Hello. So a lot of times, excuse me, self-made transitions are made by the decisions that we make. So it's very imperative that we make decisions that is going to shape our future for the good. Okay. So those what I mean. That's what I mean by self-made transitions. This is simply means that we made certain decisions, and that's why the outcome of a transition, like a job loss, you coming in late every day, you're not doing your work, you get fired. That's a self-made transition. That's self-made. So I just wanted to come on and just talk about those things. I'm not a therapist. I just live this thing called life. I'm 44 years old, so there's some things that happen in my life that I can share, and that we can learn and glean from one another. So that's it. The forced transitions, the natural transitions, and the self-made transitions. And I just want to leave you all with this. Again, what our choices now is going to decide our choice or our future. Whatever we choose to do now, whatever choices that we make now will determine a lot of times our future transactions in life. So make the right choices, y'all. Okay? I'm trying, and I want you to try too. So next week, catch us for as we wrap up this transition series. Next week, we are going to come back with that. And then we're going to have a whole nother series in May. I'm getting some things together. Hoping that it works out. But if not, hey, I pivot. Okay, so thank you for watching. I really hope you got something from this. Again, it was fun. It was fun just kicking and talking to you guys. So just in the comments of whatever platform that you are listening on or watching this on, just put in the comments a transition, a self-made transition that you've done. I'm interested in seeing that. Did I say one that I've done? I'll put that in on social media. Okay, I'll let you know the self-made transitions that I've done. I'm gonna put that on our Instagram. You can follow us on our Instagram page. Let me see if I can bring this up on our Instagram page at Kicking It. So it's KICKINWKAY_CLAY podcast. I know. What I really wanted was taken. So, I had to deal with that. You can catch us on Facebook. You can @ now and on Facebook. So it's @ K and Clay podcast. Okay. And I am going to put the transitions that I've made myself because of my decisions. Okay. So this I want to hear from that. I want to hear from you guys. Let's communicate. Let's talk. And don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe and like our podcast. And I thank you so much for doing so. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. Praying for the family of Micaiah Bryant, the 16-year-old that was shot and killed in Ohio. So I'm praying for you all. It's just too much. I have no words. Okay. So try to have a great day, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it